Hi everybody, it's Diane here with scrappy leftover cardstock stuff, a few postage stamps, a book of all kinds of things, paper pack of stuff, and a million and one other things. And I have film time and I have craft time, but I really don't know what to do. So let's just see if we can't kind of fill up these little leftover things. They could be little journal cards, they could be, I don't know. Isn't this cute? It's a US stamp, but it doesn't say what it's for. I don't know. It had a theme. It's some kind of child's art. Okay. So, did you start making more hardback books? I will say, after this little grouping, I may lay off for a while. It's getting a little ridiculous. But that's a matter of opinion, is it not? Is that too vertical for me? I think it's too wide for me. It's cute. Okay, good enough. That's a background. I think these are mini moose size. I don't, off the top of my head, remember what those are. They're 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. Doesn't that sound right? And there's not one person I'm talking to that knows what a mini moo card is. It's a postage stamp. I have no idea if it's old. Looks old. It's kind of yellowed. This would match. Ooh, it's a hair short. Oh well. Such is life, right? Well, I'd say we need a little blue on there, or turquoise. Not sure what you personally would call that color. That's close, but it's kind of bright. Since I mentioned it's a little yellowed, that's off. You know, dang, that's not even blue. I know. There's a little of this rose color there. That's okay. I don't think it's stunning. Well, I don't know. Is it, fine? I think it's calling for something more. That's not too far off, but I hate to cut into that for a little 1/8 of an inch thing. No. No. All right. Good enough for now. We're tired of looking. Isn't this cool? This is another stamp. Oh, I didn't know this one came with. No, they're both pretty cool. I picked this one. I think this is a Twinchy, which is 2x2. This is not. It's kind of fun. Different. Maybe some text stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, what else you want to play with? I don't have to fill up every single one of these, but I could. Well, this would be a pretty good size for this. I think these are stickers. And I think that's watercolor paper. How about these house things? These house things almost look a little bit like cabanas with these birds up here. Well, maybe I should look in here for paper if it's got similar stuff. These are all stickers. Okay, well, where's paper? Here. Well, yeah, that would match. Oh, it's a sticker, Diane. Why is it stuck? These books are kind of cool. It depends on your taste, what you're doing, obviously. But if you can pick them up cheap, sometimes you can find them on sale online and stuff like that. There's a lot in them. And if you have younger crafters in your life, it's a nice source for them too. And there's usually little projects, like there's note cards. And although I tried making, yeah, the adult here tried making, it was some kind of bird. You cut it out and then you fold it. I could not figure it out. It was, I finally gave up. Later on, I passed it off to my husband, who is very smart with, putting things together, that kind of stuff, guy stuff. He couldn't figure it out either. He's like, okay, I had enough of this. I tossed it. All right, well, that's a good enough start with that. Okay, what else is in here? These are cool. Cool journal cards, right? I don't have a board big enough to fit it. It's obviously some kind of garment tag. I don't even know what that is. Might not even have been mine. These are very deco-y looking, aren't they? Although deco-y is not really... Oh, this is a pocket. I didn't know that. It's not really the proper term there. That's not bad like that. I might put paper over that or paint it and just slap that on there and then add some paint or something later. Well, that's nice and easy. Isn't that cool? Numbers, borders, circles. These butterflies are kind of cute. Well, let's just pick a butterfly. Pick a white one, it'll match better. In case I don't cover the whole background. It's cute. Oh, nuts. Guess what I have to go do? I'll give any loyal viewer, well, I'll give you two guesses. If you say go start dinner, you're absolutely right. Too bright. But time sure goes by fast, she's trying to say. When you're doing this kind of stuff, doesn't it? Too much. I don't know. Oh, not until you get there. Oh, isn't that perfect? I wasn't trying to do that. I thought I would go like either top or bottom, kind of more like that. Okay, well that's good enough. Okay. Well, what else? I'm gonna look for something in here. Yeah, one time, oh, it wasn't this one, but I pulled one of these. I got a little stash over there. And it was upside down, and all these little stickers went flying all over my counter. That was nice. Diane, you sound a little sarcastic. Do I really? Okay, that's pretty good. Could punch a hole up in there, make it an actual tag. But let's see. If we want a paper over that, could paint. Probably too dark. Oh, actually, that's not bad. All right. All right, I gotta pause. You know the drill. I'll do all these backgrounds of how much I want to do, and then come back probably tomorrow, and we'll finish them off in some way. I don't know how far I take them, but I was thinking of paint on some of them, so maybe we'll at least do that. Okay, hang on. Okay, everybody, I'm up to some are done, some are almost done. I did a lot of work because, hunting for little fussy things is so thrilling. I didn't want to overstimulate anybody. Okay, this one I think is done. That turned out pretty nice. I carried these black lines that ended a little before the edge of the paper here. I carried those over scrapbook paper. There was a little info on the back, as this one had too. This one needs something. I was thinking of a ribbony twine something maybe. I didn't sew on any of these. You could. I give you permission to sew. No, I mean, they could take it, but I don't know. You want to know the real reason I didn't sew? I didn't want to change the thread in my machine. It's white. And I thought about sewing on this one. Well, that would take black or brown. That one too. This one, black or brown would be better. You could probably get away with white. I just didn't want to. Not that it's hard, for everyone's sake. I mean, what is your problem? My machine is old, and sometimes when you change the thread, I don't know what it does. If I knew what it did, I'd fix it. But it doesn't always work right, and it sews incorrectly. So every time I change the thread, I test it on a piece of paper, and it just... And I know that sounds like, oh no, big deal too, but I just didn't feel like fussing around. Okay, that's something. What about a little bit up here? Yeah. And as you can see, I did all of the bases I had. So for anyone saying, I know she's going to do all of them, you were right. I kind of didn't want to do that either because it's a lot. But, you know, they're there. I'm going. I've got stuff out. It's kind of stupid to put it back and not complete. That's definitely adequate. Do we want a little? Nah, that's too much. Okay, I think that one's good. I was thinking of rubber stamping a postmark, however, just a sec. Good. We want a second one up there, I think, because it's sort of now, it's a little more of a line, which there's nothing wrong with lines. I think that's a little better. It's a little more kind of balanced. I did not bring up paints. I gave these a quick look before I turned the camera on. I don't think any of them need it. You could spatter on this one if you wanted. I think I'm going to let it go. Okay, this one needs sewing. Where's the lines here? But sure, not everybody has a sewing machine either. So maybe this is a good example of what to do if you can't sew or you're too lazy to sew. It's pretty good. Where'd that paper go here? Yeah, that needs sewing. We're going to think about that. This one, you could definitely postmark on there. I feel that might be a tad heavy though. If you know, this is delicate. You see like all the detail. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know if a black heavy postmark is going to be black and heavy. You could probably get away with it. That's okay. It's kind of light, though, really. Um, Hang on. I have actually yarn scraps. It's kind of cool. Should I go around and knot it or not? This must be old. It feels like a wool type. Or knot it like just like that. Let's do that. Okay. All right, what do you want to talk about while this grabs? Talk about the weather. Yesterday was really nice. It was one of the nicest days so far. Today, well, you know, it's spring, but it's supposed to rain all day. Oh well. Okay. I think this one is done. We'll discuss these later. This one is okay. I think it needs something. Oh, There you go. We need some little something down here. What? Um, well, let's do a bit of a postmark at the top. That's a faux stamp I made. That's a copy. Okay, that's better. Diane, you're really hesitating. I know. All right, what about a really faux messy stitchy line thing? That's pretty good. The second one. Okay. Okay. I could do that on this, couldn't I? And if I don't like it, I could probably go over it with real stitching, right? That not too shabby. Kind of throws this side off a little bit though. Yeah, that's good. Okay. This one, I'd say that's done. Yeah, this one needs help. I thought maybe I wanted ribbon where those papers meet, and so that's why I did not glue down that word yet. That little strip in the middle was just, I cut it off, I think it was the back of this. And since it was laying right there, it looked pretty good. We used it. That's okay. No. Which, by the way, this one I trimmed. I left a little white on the bottom. You know, I trimmed the border off. But I thought the white on the bottom helped balance. Otherwise, it'd be awfully close to the bottom edge. You see what I'm saying? And I know a 16th inch border thing is not probably too pertinent, but I thought so. All right, pink. I wonder how much time I'd save if I would just go with a first choice over the course of my life. I could have added a year and a half or something. Okay. Let's get that on there. This one too, if you wanted, you could probably go in with a white gel pen and maybe dot on the green or something like that, but I was a little worried it would start getting too fussy. Or busy, I guess I should say. Okay, one more thing here. And let's see if we can get it straight and centered. That might be too much. Yeah, it's too much. Okay. Are we happy? All right. I think this one's done. Yeah, it's kind of plain. You know what it needs? It needs this pale red color around the border in a colored pencil, and those are in another room. Okay. This one I thought needed a trim down middle of some sort. I tried a couple paper ones and they were okay, but I just wasn't finding the perfect thing. And since I wanted to waste more time, that does not stand out at all. Too wide. Well, let's get up there. What about black? Mr. Black. Anybody know what that is? That's a crust, well, a Simpsons thing when they go to Camp Krusty. What are you talking about, Diane? It's funny. Okay. And who else thinks of a Simpsons line when they're making a butterfly mini-me card? Okay, pretty good. I may do some sort of border, inky black border, but not until the rickrack is set. This one, yeah. It needs something, do you agree? Another little heart, or one up here, except that's awfully little. How many garbage papers? Yes, I do. Those, are just paper hearts I cut, like this. This is a crummy one, I can tell right now. Okay, this is a terrible heart. Just get an idea. Yeah, that's better. Okay, if I do a better heart, but let's put something up top. That's okay. I don't really like it. Better, but I don't think black is appropriate. No. All right, I'll think about that with the heart. This one, since it says simple, let's do something simple. I was thinking of just a ribbon at the bottom and the mustard on top. That is not a Simpsons line. That is a Jack Benny radio reference. Oh, that matches. It's a little showy. Yeah, that's too plain. This color might be nice, but I feel it's too wide. I don't like it that much anyway. All right, I'll try green. If that doesn't look good, then we'll just go with red. Yeah, all right, red. Okay, so far have I gone with every first choice? And, no, actually I have not. Okay. Makes me feel better. All right, and I think this last one is done, so I will pause and finish off these couple here, and then we'll come back and have a very interesting discussion about all this. Okay, isn't this kind of cool? This was that longer tag that's no longer a tag. I just went over the whole. I only put this stuff on the back because I cut this flower out too and I wound up not using it. So instead of, I wasn't going to toss it, but saving it for something else, I just put it on the back. But I found this is scrapbook paper, this doors. So you can write your little journal information in there. Isn't that kind of fun? And these circle things came about because the paper's actually cut. The yellow, gold. I had punched something, and it didn't quite fit. And I thought, well, I'll figure something out. So that's what she figured out. So these are punch circles. And then I went around with ink just to make it a little more interesting. And because of the black around everything else. Okay, hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, using up the scrap cardstock stuff has come to a conclusion. We just talked about this one. I'm not going to repeat. I don't think I did anything differently here. This is a nice size though. This one's the biggest, obviously. That's nice. I do like the way that one turned out. These two. And I will say, not that I'm trying to justify, I didn't want to goof around with my sewing machine, but these are awfully small. If you had a line of stitching down here or here and here, that just cuts off more writing space. So I think I did the right thing. And then the mini moo cards here that could be bookmarks, could be journal cards, could be little additions to other artwork, little happy mail things. You can make a bunch of these, I was thinking, and write a quote or an affirmation or, inspirational word and package them up for a friend. That would be kind of cool. This one I did a black pen line around and I brought it up a little bit just because I thought if I made it, equal distance there, it would be a little long. I did pencil around this one. Personally, I think that's better. That's probably a matter of opinion, but let's be honest, there's not much going on there. So the color border, I think it kind of helps. Remember, if you go with your first choice, you add years to your life. We went with red rear crack on the top here. And this one, I did add some white dots with a gel pen. By the time I added this little strip and the ribbon, I was kind of cutting off the design. So I did that. Okay, that's it. Thanks for coming along, everybody. I hope your day's a good one.